Show starts in 5 minutes.
It's intermission time. Just
Attention, please. A $50 reward will be paid for information leading to the arrest and conviction of anyone caught stealing our speakers. If you accidentally pull a speaker loose, don't worry. Just turn it in. There is no charge, and we'll appreciate it.
We've brought back those good old-time flavors, and today they're better than ever. All these delicious treats are waiting for you at the refreshment stand. Delicious fresh popcorn, ice-cold cola, tasting candy you know and love. They're all ready for you now, so you won't have to miss any of the feature. Come and get them.
And now, before the next show starts, let's enjoy an intermission. You'll find our snack bar chock full of good things to eat and drink. Tasty, tempting hot dogs, thirst-quenching soft drinks, fresh, crunchy popcorn, a complete assortment of delicious candy, and a full line of cigarettes. You've plenty of time, so visit the snack bar now. A tasty treat will double your enjoyment of the show. For your convenience, we shall keep you informed of the remaining intermission time, 3 minutes before the next show starts.
Hi. You hungry? Looking for a tempting treat? Hold on till I absorb some heat. Some added tang might please you, too. I'll slide into an oven-fresh bun, and I'm ready for your eating fun.
Why don't you try a juicy good hot dog? Mmm, delicious.
Show starts in 2 minutes. And now, on with the show.
Hey folks, how are you doing? I see there's a few people in the chat. I see a couple really good comments. Dora asked, well, only ever saw the 80s or 70s version of Buck Rodgers. Let's see what it was before that. You're gonna get let down. Or pleasantly surprised. I'm not quite sure which. Because if you've ever seen the movie trope where sparklers sticking out of the butt of a little rocket ship held up on, like shoestring, that's where this comes from. The VFX were amazing back then. And of course, Real Cygnus with what foreign troll company will be checking the entire interwebs for a copyright this time? I don't know. I don't think I'll get hit from Brazil again, but I hear there's a Hungarian version of this, so you never know.
Well,
so
shit, I don't speak
snacks.
Hungarian. This could be a problem.
Yeah. Might prove interesting, because, I mean, this is the English version. And for those of you that noticed, I did put a disclaimer in the description that this is being broadcast from a computer in the US using a US ISP to a US-based YouTube server and is well within US copyright. So if any asshole wants to copyright strike this, yeah, go ahead. You're only violating YouTube terms of service, US copyright, and international copyright, and most likely copyright in your own country. Ugh.
So basically they're screwed. Good to know.
Yeah, I think the only people that can, well, sort of legally steal public domain movies and copyright them is Disney. But wait, Disney owns everything. Fuck. Let's see.
So is this, what have we got? Planet Outlaws. I am a Buck Rodgers back in the 80s fan. So, and you just told me I'm going to be disappointed. So that's not good.
Oh, yeah, because this goes back to the very, very early days. Very early days. Black and white. I'm not even sure if they showed this on TV. Because, I mean, this goes back... This one is where they took all the... all the Buck Rodgers serials and put them together in a movie. And this is in 1936, but it dates back even older than that. So I think this was kind of like an intermission thing back in the day.
Ah, nice. Yep, I remember going to... Well, no, I'm not going to tell you that. That'll tell you how old I am. I was going to say, I remember when we had the intermissions in the middle and you had the little, either a cartoon or something in the middle while the intermission was happening and everyone bogged off to get their popcorn and drinks refreshed.
Oh, yeah, for the longer movies? The longer movies, there being an intermission? Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Certainly liked it a hell of a lot better than 30 minutes of commercials. That's why I don't go.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's why I don't go to the theaters anymore. I get tired of sitting through commercials.
Yeah, it was more drive-ins with my dad because you weren't allowed, like after the rule came out that you weren't allowed to smoke in theaters, it was like, nah, never going to the theater again. It's drive-in only because I can smoke in my car. So,
oh, yeah. I miss drive-in.
Yeah. We actually still have a drive-in here in Adelaide that works.
Wow.
We had one that got changed into a golf center thing where, you know, you can go in and smack golf balls at a driving range, I think they're called, you know, at a net sort of thing. But out north we've got a big drive-in that's still out there that you can still go to.
Yeah, I lived right around the corner from one of the oldest drive-ins on the East Coast and was really upset when they shut it down because they would do like the whole like double feature night, you know, double feature horror night or sci-fi night or something like that. It was just so fun.
I can remember going to see Rollerball and Piranha, the very first Piranha movie.
Oh, yeah.
That was at the drive-in. That was awesome. But,
just kind of just like sitting back. You smuggle in like a bunch of friends in the trunk or something.
In the boot, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Never ever pay full price, baby. And because I was, sort of on the smaller side of people, guess who usually got stuffed in there? It was but yes, the good old days. God, I hate it when people say that. Why did I just say that?
The back of that car is dragging the ground. I wonder if they have bodies in the trunk.
No, it's just my elephant, sir.
Yeah, real sickness. Yep, we had one of the oldest last ones too in Hazlet, New Jersey. Yeah, the one I had the one I lived around the corner from was Central East Coast. So yeah, it was actually kind of nice because it was kind of sad because they upgraded everything to digital and all that, and it was just amazing when they finally switched over to digital. And then shortly after they put all this money in, and they put in FM transmitters, localized FM transmitters, stuff like that, so you could actually listen to the movie in stereo in your car.
Yeah, you clip it onto the aerial, that little thing, rather than have the speaker box in hanging on the window.
Couple of years after they went through all those upgrades, the company went belly up. And they shut it down. It was like, damn.
Yeah, you just get it so that it actually sounds really good, and then you're not there anymore. Yeah. Well, but our driving, when it's not being used as a drive-in, like we have markets out there, like everyone, like a car boot sale-y type markets. You can just drive in and sell shit. So double the value.
That's kind of a cool idea, though, because I mean, most of the time during the week, it's just sitting there. There's nothing going on.
Exactly. Yeah, and during the daytime, it's not like you're watching a movie. So, way to make their money.
So, allegedly, this movie has Buck Rodgers and Flash Gordon in it. Supposedly.
Ooh.
But I'm not quite sure.
Double delight.
I don't dig into the movies too much before I show them. Yeah, I'll do like a cursory glance at, the plot and things like that, but that's about it. But I saw that listed on one site regarding this.
Yeah, so it's kind of like reading the back of the book and you're thinking, that sounds really good, and then you actually read it.
Well, I read the foreword and I read the last page. Why do I need to read the rest of it?
Actually, I heard a story that on the set of Aquaman 2 that we all know so nearly and dearly at the moment, that Jason Momoa would go around, and Amber Heard apparently reads a lot. So he'd go around and rip the last page out of all her books just to piss her off. What did he know that we didn't at the time?
Gee, did I happen to mention a certain person as a buddy of mine? And you like to read. Ooh.
Yeah. Apparently he's known for his practical jokes, though, on set. So she did not find it funny, apparently.
Oh, I think that would be hilarious. I mean, yeah, I'd get upset about, somebody ripping pages out of my book, but then you just treat the book like that movie those movies that never quite finish, they give this stinger for a sequel and then they never get funding for the follow-up movies. Yeah, just treat it just like that.
Well, or you just make up your own ending. I mean, then you can make it whatever you want.
God, it was always so frustrating for me watching sci-fi shows on TV, because most sci-fi shows don't last that long. So they do that cliffhanger at the end of the season, and then like, show's canceled. Screw you.
Yeah,
Like,
with a lot of those, I've found though that they end up doing like a straight to DVD sort of movie or something to sort of tie up the loose ends. Does that happen with Farscape? Just off the top of my head, that yeah, they had a couple of movies that sort of ended the story, so that you didn't just get left hanging with, oh fuck, what happened there, sort of thing. So,
hey Jeff, how you doing? I hope you grabbed some popcorn. Ooh. Dora, don't
yes,
tell
it's discounted today.
Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. Because I've been waiting. She just put in the chat, she found out The Expanse was canceled.
Well, that really sucks, because I just binged the first season because Rodent No Last Name conned me into, he said, look, you've got to watch this. So we've been having some watch parties where, I'm sort of sitting there going, wow. And he's like, yeah, it's so good, isn't it? So, but I did some binging and I'm like into season 2 now. And now you're telling me it's going to freaking finish? That sucks. I mean, I've still got, 5 seasons to go, but that's beside the point. I will get there. And now it's not going to, better not finish in a bad spot.
Yeah,
No
I mean,
worries,
the
show is still good.
I really like The Expanse because it was one of the few sci-fi shows, movie, any of that stuff that used actual physics for space. Like, you're sitting there just going, yeah, most sci-fi shows, they're all flying around like planes and stuff like that, and that's just, yeah.
Wrong. Yeah.
Wrong. Yeah, because I end up spending most of the time trying to figure out, so how exactly do you fly around like a plane in space?
Exactly.
But yeah, it's like the first little bit of Expanse that I saw, the couple of clips where they were showing some of the flying around and things like that. I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to watch that. I'm going to watch it, definitely.
Well, apparently in the first episode, when they're fixing something and the spanner goes flying off into space, do you remember that bit?
Oh, yeah.
That was wrong. And apparently the writer sort of went to the special effects guys and said, no, this is wrong. And they all ended up reading up on how shit works in space. So that's why it's so much more true to what it would actually be like rather than what everyone perceives it as being like. Because, why the fuck would it push up into space if you don't actually throw it or, it should just sit there with you, basically.
Yeah, the ship would have to suddenly change course or something right after you release it for it to do that. Yeah.
So, and I can't see that happening while I've got 2 people hanging out on the outside. So,
well, folks, if you're wondering what's going on while we're waiting on the movie, is we're waiting for a couple people to pop back in. Apparently, the hamsters died in Dick's small town, so Dick lost electricity. Yeah, you gotta love small towns. Except that you do have to keep feeding the hamsters so that you get power to your house.
Either that or buy some guinea pigs to take over when shit happens.
Oh, yeah. Small Dick's town. Yeah, just don't tell Dick. Just don't tell Dick. Actually, you know what? I might just leave that comment up there until he pops in if he gets power back.
No, I like gin, so Dick has no stroke. Got it.
Oh. Well, yes, Jen, I actually am going to pin that. Message pinned.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, I let it go, the whole flying around like a plane. I let it go with like Farscape, because Farscape's just campy as all get out anyway. That was just basically a bunch of geeks just making sci-fi fluff. They were having a good time with that. But
yeah, because I love Farscape.
I mean,
and then half of them turned up in SG-1.
Oh yeah,
Stargate. It's like, okay. Like the two basically main actors of Farscape ended up in, it was very weird.
Yeah, there's some fan fiction that went through and actually kind of sort of ties it together that makes Farscape and Stargate part of the same universe, and then ties in various other sci-fi, like little things. What was it? The Doctor from Enterprise, the Enterprise series, is an actor in there, and all kinds of other stuff. And there's like, little tidbits, like something that'll be on a screen or something somewhere, or a coffee cup left somewhere. And it was actually kind of funny.
Apparently the Deep Space Nine writers, in every episode there is an Easter egg to do with the Wizard of Oz. There's always something to do with the Wizard of Oz, either on the set or something that may be said, but a lot of it's, or on a screen in the background, or so those real hardcore fans of DS9 would go looking for the references to the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, I always wondered about that. It's like, wait, I know that from somewhere. Oh, I know where that's... Wait, why is it in here?
Yeah. Well, that's, sick writer's mentality.
And they do crap like that all the time with so many different TV shows and movies. There's just these silly little Easter eggs here and there.
Only the true hardcore fans would get. Yeah. If you just watch it for entertainment, like most normal people, it's like, what? Like you said, you pick up on here and there and you go, what? Why did they, reference that? It's weird. But then when you find out afterwards, you read something, or you're, watching a doco on how it's made and all that sort of shit, and they actually, that's why they did that, and that's why they do that. Okay. But, Rodent gave me the rundown to tell me, watch out for the spanner, because it's in every season, this spanner.
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and start this. They show up halfway through. It's not super long either, so us starting a little late's not too bad. It's only about an hour and 10 minutes.
Oh, that's all right. Oh, real sickness. Having gate guy flashbacks now.
Yeah. Actually, what's funny is, what's kind of sad is I've been trying to watch various sci-fi things like that. And I found myself watching more gameplay cutscene movies than watching anything on Netflix or Prime or anything. It's like, okay, so there's an actual storyline. Yeah, the voice acting might not be that great, but at least it's somewhat consistent.
Yeah, it gives you that background information. I'm not a gamer, so I got told, you know, Halo, the movie that they put out, is like, oh my God, don't, you know, it's a load of crap, blah, blah, blah. Well, I don't play Halo, so I'm probably going to really enjoy it just as a movie, you know. So.
Yeah, I mean, I've watched the cutscene movies from the Halo games when they're stitched together. And it's not bad. As far as the actual studio production movie, nah, I probably won't watch it. Unless I run out of just crappy shit to watch.
Oh, and you never run out of that with the Shills. Come on.
All right, let me put on a movie so that I can just fall asleep to it. Yeah, this sci-fi movie looks like garbage. Yeah, I'll fall asleep to that. I mean, it's... Because, I mean, it's one of those, if you watch Prime, any movie below 4 stars, or is it like 3.5, is always just a horrible movie. And
yeah, most of
the sci-fi movies are like 3.5 stars.
Yeah, I guess it's like sci-fi and fantasy movies are sort of my staple, if you like, when I watch stuff. I don't know why, I just always have, you know, Star Wars, Star Trek, whatever. You know, I mean, it probably stemmed from, do you remember the original The Black Hole?
Oh, yeah.
Movie? I think it was Disney or whatever. But yeah, that was, you know, it was like, oh, this is awesome, you know. And, you know, Doctor Who. I'm a huge Doctor Who fan. And yeah, just I can remember coming home, you know, and it was used to be just before the national news on one of our stations over here, and so I'd be like, yep, we get to sit and watch Doctor Who, and then it's like, oh, the news is boring, and we'd piss off and do whatever, you know, me and my brother. So it was, you know, but yeah, Doctor Who time was, you know, it was like, well, my brother and I just sitting there just going, oh, what's happening next? What's happening next? And now you see, you know, I still watch Doctor Who today, but it's like, oh, I've been going back and watching some of the older stuff, you know, with the first one or the first sort of couple of Doctors, and yeah, and it's just like, I love the old retro shit. It's awesome.
Oh yeah, because the older Doctor Who's, they never tried to take themselves too seriously. And that's kind of what I liked about it. You know, they made fun of themselves and stuff, and they just had a good time.
Yeah, and I just loved some of the monsters and things. I mean, I can remember there was like one that was like a giant slug creature, and it was made out of bubble wrap painted green. You know, it was freaking awesome. Yeah.
As many times as I've seen bubble wrap in the classic Doctor Who series, I think they owned a factory somewhere.
Yeah. Well, they got sent a fuckload of parcels.
Let's see, what was it? Bubble wrap, trash cans,
plungers.
Yeah, plungers. Just old light bulbs. Just all kinds of... I think they got most of their props from the local trash.
Yeah, probably. You know, the interior of the TARDIS keeps getting upgraded, and it's like, yeah. Thank God for that, because the old one, you know, the older ones, it's like dodgy. You know, now that you look back on it, you think, holy shit, how could, you know, that was like cutting edge back then. You know,
Mom.
Well, no.
There's this weird guy with a scarf digging through the trash again.
Yeah. And now the trash is talking, saying, exterminate, exterminate.
Well, it looks like it might just be you and me.
Oh, well, that's nice. We can sit back and snuggle, Loki. There you go.
Yeah, good thing I have the cameras turned off in the theater.
Well, don't worry, the lights will go down soon.
Ooh. That's real Cygnus. You can't have a good sci-fi scene without a Jacob's ladder. How true. How true. All right, so let's bring in this masterpiece.
Okay.
What's funny is my daughter draws better pictures than that.
Duck Dodgers of the 24th and a half century.
Hey, Commander.
Hello.
From somewhere in the skies above us have come from time to time flaming discs and weird aerial phenomena. What are they? Whence have they come? Dr. Morris Apiot, one of the leading aerodynamicists in the world, stated that in his opinion, they have originated elsewhere than the
Meanwhile,
Earth,
the UFO
and that
experts
they
are
are
sitting here taking
artificially
notes.
controlled. Yes, they could be craft from another planet, or a development of enemy power. But whatever they are, they continue to cause a great deal of concern and controversy. And when we are tempted to say that they are just a fiction writer's dream,
that age.
we must remember that
When
Jules
you
Verne
ordered
once dreamed of
TVs based off the
exploring
cabinet
ocean
size and
depths.
not the screen
And in
size.
time, we had the submarine.
My mom's
Leonardo
parents
da
spent
Vinci also prophesied
$900
that someday
on
man would fly
a
like a
3-inch
bird.
TV
Today,
in the
flying is commonplace.
late 40s.
Even the atom bomb thrilled readers of fiction magazines before it became a reality. In fact, the author was so realistic in his description of a terrifying destructive force that he was investigated by the FBI, who thought he had gotten secret information from government laboratories. But now man dreams of limitless power to propel us into outer space, where we can explore other worlds. So, while travel to another planet may seem highly imaginative to us today, in the year 2000, it may be commonplace. Here, for example, is a story of travel in the skies, visits to worlds in outer space, which may well be the blueprint of life to be lived in the years to come.
Buddy! Watch out, we're gonna crash!
Professor! What is it, buddy?
Bug says we're gonna...
Trying to weather the storm, but it has lost altitude and crashes in the mountains of the polar region. Centuries later, men from a scouting ship discover the wreck.
They're in a perfect state of preservation. Must have been frozen since the ship crashed. Well, that's strange.
Real Cygnus in the chat.
Bloody
Hot water
almost
bottle
natural
helmets.
temperature.
Oh, wait. It
Let's
gets
get them
better.
out of here. This gas is making me drowsy.
Well, take hold of it.
I wonder how fast we're going.
About 1,000 miles an hour at least. Polar Patrol, calling operations office. Polar Patrol, calling operations office.
Operations office.
1,000 miles an
Golly,
hour.
they sure dive in quick. Put this call through to
Nothing
Scientist General
by the
Muir.
19
It is urgent.
Was it late 60s? The SR-71.
Captain Rankin speaking. We're approaching the city with 2 prisoners found in a dirigible.
A dirigible? That's impossible. Such ships haven't been used since the 20th century.
20th century? What does he mean?
I don't know. Ship was frozen in the tip of Bering Glacier. Prisoners were in a state of suspended animation when we found them.
Bring them directly to me when you land. That is all.
Scientist General suspects her. You're to come directly to his headquarters.
Thank you, Lieutenant. Come along, men.
My God, the sets and the acting are actually better than some of the movies made in the 70s. Well, a lot of the sci-fi movies made in the 70s.
Take my place, Lieutenant Deering. Follow our spaceship through the televi. How did you come to be in that dirigible?
I was in command. We'd taken off from New York and were making a transpolar flight around the world when...
What year was that?
1938.
1938? Impossible. Let me verify that. (1938). There was such an expedition. Your name, please.
Buck Rodgers. Lieutenant Rodgers officially.
And yours, my boy?
My name is George Wade, but I'm usually called Buddy.
Nirvana gas. Well, that explains it then. Rankin, we are witnesses to a scientific miracle. By means of a gas discovered by Professor Morgan, these 2 people have remained in a state of suspended animation for 500 years.
500 years?
That makes me old enough to be my own great-grandfather.
But, Professor Hure, that's impossible, sir.
Dr. Hure, Killer Kane has captured another of our pilots.
Why does that younger person's voice actually seem familiar?
I'm not sure. I know some of the actors in this movie have gone on to do a bunch of other things.
You may save yourself considerable discomfort by telling me where to find the entrance to the hidden city.
I think.
I do not remember. I think I know a way to make you remember. Look into that instrument. Look into it. Those men were once pilots of Dr. Hure's ships. Now they are living robots. Men robbed of all willpower while they wear the helmets I had designed for them. Shall I have you measured for a robot's helmet? Or will you tell me where the entrance to the hidden city is?
I do not remember.
Take him away.
I don't understand, sir. Who is this man called Killer Kane?
He is the result of the stupidity of the men of your century. You failed to stamp out lawlessness, and in the end, the criminal became stronger than the law. Racketeers, you call them.
He's the result of
Today
stupidity
they rule the world
from
as cruelly as
that
they ruled their
century.
gangs in your day.
Isn't there any chance
We're really
of help
screwed.
from an outside source?
Only from men on some
So I
other
think we
planet.
get
Another planet?
stupidity trumped.
That doesn't sound very hopeful.
It could be, but our spaceships seem unable to slip through Kane's air blockade. We've lost 5 thus far trying it.
You mean you actually have ships that can travel from planet to planet?
Of course.
And if you have ships that can travel that far, you know, I think I know a way of running that blockade.
Well, if you have any plans, I'm ready to listen to them. But to me, it seems much hopeless.
Am I right, Marshal Cragg, in assuming that you can operate a plane from the ground at such a distance, mind you, by means of radio?
That's correct, Rodgers.
Well, then, sir, why don't you send up such a ship as a decoy? While Kane's patrol is following it, I can slip through in a spaceship and get help from Saturn.
We've already lost too many ships and crews. We can't afford to try it.
It seems to me you can't afford not to try it, sir.
Rodgers is right, Marshal. Unless we get help from Saturn, our cause is lost. Very well, sir. You're in charge.
Thank you very much.
Lieutenant Deering, You will go with Rodgers to establish a means of communication with Saturn, if you do get through to that planet.
I'm sure DK would love this.
Oh yeah,
Look,
it's a shooting
another one of those spaceships. Patrol ship 7-4 calling 60,000-foot patrol.
Shall I lay our course directly for Saturn now, Buck?
May as well.
Hey, Buck, look.
They fell for it, all right.
How can they fly that spaceship with no one in it?
We can direct all the aircraft on the
Nothing
control
says the
room until they
future
reach the outer
like
atmosphere.
smoke bombs and sparklers stuck up tin cans. The packed up with tin cans.
I don't think we'll run into any more trouble. Why don't you take a nap?
I don't know, but
I'll take the controls.
I was going to say the flat bottoms, it almost reminds you of an iron, you know?
Yeah, but if my iron sounds like that, I'm throwing it away.
Yeah, it sounds like a
What's that up ahead?
prop-driven plane.
Looks like a gray wall.
That's the outer atmosphere of Saturn, buddy.
That's
10
so
times
funny.
denser than the air around
These
the Earth.
special effects are so real for look at actually experiencing this.
What was that?
I don't know.
Look, it's two of Killer Kane's ships coming up fast behind us.
Retard your speed to 1/2. If we do, they'll get away from us.
But my speed is already retarded.
We'll either have to slow down or go up in
So
smoke.
is the ship. And the rest of the crew.
Oh, the retarding rockets. If we enter that atmosphere at this rate of speed, the friction will bring us to a crisp. Look, they smashed some rockets. I can't fire them. Help me open the release valves in the oxygen tanks. If they explode, we'll be blown to atoms.
Buddy, take the controls. The portholes are giving way, Buck.
That's no use. The heat is melted at the valve heads. Move, buddy.
There's only one hope for us. Climb above this atmosphere back into outer space.
That chair looks pretty cool to sit on.
Anti-gravity belts. We'll have to bail out.
Buddy, open the airlock.
Yeah, as long as it's not broken. If it's broken, it'd be really uncomfortable.
Stand back, woman. All right, Buck, down you go. Get to the outside door.
How do you take the radio?
Go on.
One of the things I noticed is how they really don't care about showing everyone's face the entire time.
Okay, so Saturn's got the same atmosphere as Earth, okay.
And a solid surface, too. And light enough gravity where you don't need a parachute.
Shen in the chat. Am I the only one that smells toast, or is it just the ship?
Stand by the retarding rockets. Signal the other ship that we're going down. Yes, sir.
And of course,
Deering calling
it's
the
a
Science
rocket
General of
ship
Earth.
that sounds like a
Lieutenant
prop-driven
Deering calling
plane.
the Scientist General of Earth.
Air Control Headquarters of the Hidden City. Go ahead, Lieutenant Deering.
Give me the Scientist General at once, please.
Wilma, this is Dr. Hewer. Are you safe, all of you?
So far, yes.
Our outer atmosphere patrol reported 2 of Killer Kane's spaceships took off after you.
They did, and shot down our ship. But we got away without the gravity belts.
Well, if all of Saturn is like this, you can have it. Right. Wreck's over that way. Tell the men on the other ship to stand guard.
Buck, I just saw one of Killer Kane's men go behind those rocks.
Are you sure?
Positive. They must have landed their ship and are following to capture us.
Maybe we can beat them at their own game. Follow me. Let them guess we know they're trailing us.
We should check Galaxy Quest to see if they tried ripping us.
I think that a lot of movies and TV shows, much later on, especially recently, have done homages to the original Buck Rodgers series.
I got this one, Buck. Nice going, buddy. Done like a major. How many of you on the loose around here? How many?
There were 4 of us.
Uh-huh. Wilma. Wilma, keep them covered. Come on your feet. Come along, buddy. Got a date for another surprise party.
Oh, the guns remind me. I watched a video of Adam Savage where he actually has one of the original blaster whatever guns from the Buck Rodgers series. They are so cool.
Take it easy. Get up on your feet.
Bet they're worth a bit now too.
Get them back around out of sight.
And apparently they made the things out of metal. They were like really, really heavy.
See, even shit back then was meant to last. It was made to last.
Stop where you are. Hand me that gun. Give it to me.
There's nothing else you can do, Wilma.
Oh yeah, I mean, look at, what is it, plastics today versus Bakelite back then.
Yeah.
You could still beat people to death with like a Bakelite clock from back then.
It's designed now to be thrown away at some
Do not move, any of you. Drop your weapons.
It's intended not to last,
You are
to
from
make
the
you
Earth, are you
buy
not?
more.
Why, yes, we came here to make a treaty. It would be useless to explain to me. I am only a soldier acting under orders. 2 of you stay and guard the ship. The other 2 bring the others after me.
Wait, an officer that has no answers for anything? Shocking.
Sounds like my Prime Minister.
Here are the prisoners you ordered me to bring in, sir.
In the comments.
I am Alda,
Guns
director
made
of
of
the Council of the
Bakelite
Wise.
were made of Bakelite and
I
could
have
be
had
used
you
as
brought here
weapons.
to explain your presence
Yeah,
on
and
Saturn.
later
You may
Nokia adopted that.
We came here as envoys. Seeking an alliance with you people of Saturn.
And why do you desire such an alliance?
To escape the tyranny of a man called Killer Kane, who has imposed his rule on all but a handful of us. A man who governs by brute force.
That's not true. The leader Kane is a just man. He rules with the consent of all save a few revolutionaries.
Revolutionaries?
Is it true that you are revolutionaries?
In a sense, I suppose we are. If it's revolutionary to protest against brutality.
I have had enough. Rebels or not, I say throw them all into prison. Saturn wants no contact with outside planets.
But in this age of science, we cannot hope to isolate ourselves from the rest of the universe. But we are dedicated to peace and have no patience with rebels.
Then why not form an alliance with our government and help us stamp out this rebellion?
The point is well made. We'll imprison the revolutionaries and treat with the envoys of the leader Kane.
Then I jump tail and run for the sliding panel.
But we can't escape the guards.
We'll have to try.
Throw the others in prison.
Yeah, just announce your plan.
One wrong move from any of you. You'll need a new council of the wise.
Seize him!
Yeah, that'll work on sliding door.
I was just gonna say. Oh, even got the glad wrap out. Or plastic wrap for you guys.
Spaceships are over there.
What about those awful Zug guards?
Take care of them with this gun.
Take the controls, Buck. I'll fire the starting rockets.
Right. Dog down the door, buddy. See if all the portholes are closed.
Okay.
Kinda looks like the same ship that crashed.
Well, I'd be glad to get back to Earth.
That's the right way you're going, buddy.
Wilmer and Rodgers must prevail on the Saturnians to lend them a spaceship to return to Earth.
That's no Saturnian craft, Doctor. It's one of Killer Kane's spaceships.
Impossible.
I know that type of ship too well to be mistaken. Have you tried to contact them on our wavelength?
As a matter of fact, I haven't.
Oh, we must do so at once. There's a spaceship at 274.6. Contact it at once on our wavelength.
Yes, sir. Air Marshal calling spaceship on 274.6. Gosh, Buck, I guess we'll be landing pretty soon, won't we?
That's right. Wish the radio was working so we could contact Dr. Hugh.
Well, that isn't necessary. I know the secret entrance to the hidden city. We better start using our retarding pressure.
Air Marshal calling spaceship on 274.6. I'm sorry, sir, there's no
Spaceship.
contact.
That proves it, Doctor. It is a
Yeah,
Kane
no
ship.
call sign or anything, just spaceship.
There's only one answer, Doctor. Wilmer and Rodgers must have betrayed the secret entrance to the city.
There's the signal to open the gates. What shall I do, sir?
Open them and stand by to close them at my command.
Yes, sir.
They got our signal.
They're in the lock now, sir.
Close the gates on them and put all the power of the dynamos behind them.
The gates are jammed.
Oops.
Oopsies.
Notify the airport not to drop the wrecked ship to the airdrome. Have it lowered with cranes. I want to examine it.
Yes, sir.
Buddy! Buddy! Get that gravity belt. We still have a chance. Quick! Quick, through that opening. Well, they're getting out through the floor of the ship. You're under arrest.
Wilma, how did you get here?
The Air Marshal ordered
Oh,
me to
hey,
arrest
there's a
anyone who
PJC
escaped
in
from the
the
wrecked
chat.
ship, sir.
You mean you were in that spaceship?
Yes, sir.
But it's one of Killer Kane's spaceships. That's why I ordered it destroyed.
It's the only way we could escape from Saturn, sir, after the men of that planet turned against us.
We'd better discuss
Yeah,
this
actually,
in my office. Report back to the officer of the day, Lieutenant.
Actually, you're right. The sparks coming out of the back of the ships was
It is the
very
duty of
common
every honest
in
government to
Flash
aid in the
Gordon
suppression
and
of anarchy wherever
in all
found.
these
To that end, we have signed this
all these
promise of
sci-fi
support. Prince Talon,
from this time period.
you will visit the Earth with Captain Lasker. Verify his story. If it is true, you will present this treaty to the leader Kane for his signature. Saturn will abide by your decision.
How soon can your spaceship be ready to leave, Captain?
It is ready now, and I suggest we start at once. I thank you in our leader's name for your faith in us, and for your promised help.
So Saturn's in bed with the bad guys.
This is Prince Talon, Lieutenant Patton. We're leaving for Earth immediately.
Did everything work out as you hoped?
I think our troubles with Dr. Hugh are about over.
Have you identified the ship, Hugh?
Beyond question, it's a Killer Kane ship.
May I look, sir?
Oh, why, of course.
It's a sister ship to the one we came back from Saturn in, sir.
Then that means that Killer Kane's men have probably completed their mission on Saturn.
If we only knew if they made the alliance with the Saturnians.
Well, haven't we got any spies working with the Killer Kane people?
Well, we've tried it. Every one of them have been captured and
You
put
know,
into
for as
Kane's
much
robot
crap
battalion.
that
So what was done with the stuff taken
this
from the
movie
wrecked
gets,
spaceship?
Dr. Hewer
what
has
this
the
series gets,
The rest
the
of the
Buck
equipment was
Rogers
put in
and,
military storage.
And you
Flash
still have
Gordon
the
and stuff,
uniforms
this
taken
is
from the crew's
actually
quarters?
pretty good.
Are you suggesting that we use those uniforms to get a spy into Killer Kane's camp?
Yes, sir. I'd like to volunteer for the detail.
Oh, you'd only be captured and spend the rest of your days in Kane's robot battalion.
I'm afraid that you're of more value to us in the air, Rodgers.
But, Marshal Cragg, if I can get the information concerning the Saturnian treaty, sir, may mean the success of our campaign.
He's right, Hewer. You haven't a chance in 1,000. But if you're willing to risk it, I can't afford to refuse the offer.
Thank you very much, sir. Which one of those buildings is Killer Kane's?
That big one with the terraces. I'll circle it in a minute. Set you to gravity belts and prepare to bail out.
Righto.
Gravity
So long,
belts,
Rankin.
otherwise known as
Well,
lead
Lieutenant.
weights.
There you go, Buster Crabbe also played Flash Gordon.
That guy was smiling. Well, look, yeah, I never liked those guys anyway.
Act natural.
I sent for you because my patience is about at an end. You have all read the treaty which our good friend Prince Talon has brought from our sister planet Saturn. It pleases me.
Buddy, get a gravity belt from the rack we just passed.
Are there any objections from the councilors? Then I submit it to you for your signatures.
No one will sign that treaty, Kane. I'll take it.
Guards!
Yeah, Crystal,
How did you get in here?
that's considering
here
how
when you and Prince
old,
Talon entered the room.
how old this is.
Buck Rogers.
This is actually
Who is
really
Buck
well
Rogers?
done.
He's the hidden city American who came to Saturn.
Talon, you're not going to sign this treaty until I've had a chance to show you just why this man is called Killer Kane.
Don't be a fool, Rodgers. If you persist in this folly, my men will kill you.
Not until I've shown Prince Talon just what you do with your prisoners, Kane. Get to the televi. Go on, move. Prince Talon, you go with him. Buddy, keep these consulars covered. Get the dynamo room. See for yourself, Prince Helen. Those steel caps they're wearing are amnesia helmets to rob men of their minds and their will.
But this is incredible.
Nevertheless, Talon, it's true. Now do you know why we are fighting this man?
Who is your leader? I shall be glad to treat with him.
That's a very handsome gesture, Prince Talon. But how do you and Rodgers plan to leave my city? You will be arrested by my guards before you can leave the palace.
I've taken care of that, Kane. Buddy, toss me that gravity belt.
The gravity belt? I don't understand.
It's a device we use here on Earth. It's really an outgrowth of the old parachute. Put it on, Talon.
Oh, I see.
Buddy. Out the window you go, you two.
Well, how about you, Buck?
Never mind about me.
Come on, over here, quick.
That was the first base jump ever.
Get the guards, you fools! If they get away, I'll put every man of you in the robot battalion!
If necessary, bring in some of the ships from the Outer Atmosphere Patrol. Assign them to cover Kane City. Rodgers must be given all possible help.
Nothing new from Rodgers.
I'm sorry, Doctor, not a word. It looks bad.
Well, Marshal Craig, we can't just stand here and do nothing. Maybe if we...
Lieutenant Deering, you forget where you are.
I'm sorry, sir.
Now, it's possible that Rodgers has escaped. He may be somewhere in the open country between here and Kane City. I suggest we send out a scout patrol to look for him.
Do so at once, Craig.
Lieutenant Deering.
Yes, sir?
You're a member of the 7th Pursuit, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
Order out the squadron. Cover all of the open country between here and Kane City. Flying at a low altitude. I'll have your complete flying order sent to the airport. That is all.
Yes, sir.
She'll find Buck Rodgers if anybody can.
I like how the cutscenes are all different.
Call out the guard. They're getting away. Bud, start the pressure. Talon, dug down those doors.
That face was epic. I have no idea what I'm doing.
We made it.
Captain Roberts speaking. Let me speak to the leader.
Calling the leader. Calling the leader. Calling the leader.
The leader.
This is the leader. What have you to report?
The fugitives have escaped in your patrol ship, sir.
Escaped? In my
Leader,
ship?
my name is Phil.
You blockhead!
Just use my name.
I'll send every one of you to the robot battalion.
Yeah.
Report to the guard captain under arrest.
Yes, sir.
The leader's airport. The spies have escaped in my private patrol ship. Send the squadron after them and shoot them down. Warn all outposts. If they break through to the open country, we'll never get them. And you are the men I made counselors of Earth. I would be better served by this Buck Rodgers, who walked through your men as if they were children.
I notice you didn't capture Rodgers when he was in this very room.
Krenko, I warn you. Another statement like that and you will go before the firing squad. And so will all of you if you fail me again. Now get out!
Make up your mind. You threatened to turn us into robots, and now you're threatening to shoot us.
Kind of like today's politics.
Much farther to your hidden city, Colonel Rodgers.
Oh, about 600 miles.
I wouldn't call old Dr. Hure exactly handsome, but sure would give a lot to see his face right now.
I bet you would, buddy. Helen, I should have returned this treaty to you after I took it from Killer Kane.
I'd forgotten about it in the excitement. Someday you must return to the planet Saturn with me and receive the thanks of my people for preventing the alliance with Kane.
I'd rather you thank me by giving us your planet's support and smashing Killer Kane's armies.
Hey, Buck, here comes a whole squadron at us.
Is it a Kane squadron?
No, it's one of our own from the hidden city.
Calling Lieutenant Deering.
This is Lieutenant Deering. Go ahead, please.
There's a Killer Kane ship approaching beneath us about 6,000. Pull out a formation and bring it down before they can communicate with headquarters.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Buck, one of them's diving at us.
Yes, I can. This is Killer Kane's ship. They think we're an enemy.
It's just below us. Fire a blast into the tail surface as I level out.
They're going to shoot us down.
The only thing we can do is set down and let them see who we are.
They're going down. First time I ever saw Killer Kane's ship give up so easily.
Rodgers and Buddy.
I wonder why he calls him Buddy.
We thought you were an enemy ship. I'm so glad that was not a direct hit.
That makes it unanimous, Wilma.
Who is this? One of Killer Kane's men?
I know. He's the best friend we have, Rankin. It's Prince Talon, envoy from the planet Saturn. He's going to help us in our fight against Killer Kane.
Oh, I'm very sorry, sir. I didn't understand.
Well, that's an old custom we have here. It's a sign of friendship, like this, Talon. That's right. Wilma, report back to your squadron. Advise your commander what happened. Tell him we'll follow you back to the hidden city in Kane's ship.
All right, Buck, I will.
Good.
Colonel Rodgers, how's Buddy?
He's been taken care of, sir. Dr. Hure, this is Prince Talon, envoy from the planet Saturn. Dr. Hure is our scientist general. And Air Marshal Cragg, our operations chief.
Prince Talon? Prince Talon, you bring new hope to a beleaguered race.
If it had not been for Colonel Rodgers, I think your enemy would have tricked me into fighting you instead of helping you. I am authorized to sign this treaty, pledging our support to your cause.
It would be more honest to let you see our people and decide whether we are worthy of your help. Lieutenant Deering, it would be well to contact the planet Saturn.
Yes, sir.
Advise them that we have signed a treaty with Prince Talon, that they are at war with Killer Kane.
Yes, sir. The Earth calling planet Saturn. The Earth calling planet Saturn.
I assure the leader that the hidden city squadron was upon us before we could bomb Rodgers and Talon again.
So you allowed Rodgers to escape with Talon to the hidden city?
We could not help ourselves. You see, we were...
Silence! If Talon pledges the aid of Saturn to Dr. Hure, they will drive us from the face of the earth.
We brought it on ourselves. You should have taken my advice. Quit when we had enough.
Since you are so clever,
PJC Net
you
chat.
shall take a
Amazing, they all
spaceship to
speak
Saturn
English on these
and
different
arrange a
planets
treaty
too.
with her people
The planet
before Talon
Saturn,
has time to report back.
I refuse.
Babblefish and Universal
I will not be a
Translators.
tool for your insane ambitions. I am in command here, Krenko. Take him away to the robot battalion where he can forget his grievances.
You can't send me there, Kane. You can't. I'll head your commission to Saturn. I'll head your commission to Saturn. But don't send me to Robert's Kane. No!
Anything to say it now, Krenko. When this helmet is in place, you'll never think nor speak again.
You can tell Kane that I'll escape. I'll live to see the day that his...
Did you just put a bucket on my head?
One more dead man in the ranks of the leader's enemies.
And it fits so well.
I don't know, I remember getting in trouble for cutting eye holes in a bucket and wearing it as a helmet.
Yeah.
Pretending to be a robot.
Being a kindly ruler, I shall give you a chance to redeem yourself.
Thank you, sir.
Fly a spaceship to Saturn and arrange the treaty that Krenko refused to try. If you succeed, there is an empty chair at my council table.
The Earth calling the planet Saturn.
I'm afraid it's useless, Doctor. Apparently our receiving sets are not in tune with your projectors.
In that event, you'll have to return to Saturn by spaceship. I doubt whether such a trip is possible.
Air controls. What reports from our outer atmosphere observatory?
Report just received, sir. Killer Kane has doubled all air patrols in that stratum.
The spaceship wouldn't have a chance.
I am not quite so sure about that, Cragg.
Not sure?
You know what's happened to all our ships that tried to break through? Yes, but I've been working on a little experiment that may help us.
What kind of an experiment?
Well, I didn't mean to show it until I had perfected it, but even as it is, it may serve our purpose. Just step over to this window. Now watch the ship nearest you. Stand well back. I don't want to experiment on you.
Do you know anything about this?
I knew he was working on something, but he wouldn't say what it was.
Now keep your eye on that ship.
I don't see anything strange about it.
What's it supposed to do, Doctor? Blow up or something?
Why, it's disappearing in the thin air.
But I don't see how that'll help, sir. If you've destroyed the ship...
Oh, but I haven't. The ship is still there, but you can't see it. I have discovered a ray which reduces all opaque matter to transparency, perfect as the ether itself. Unfortunately, I can hold it only for a matter of a few minutes. 10 at most.
And the ray won't harm anybody inside the ship?
Not at all.
Well, then the problem's solved. We fly through Kane's blockade
And if
in
it
an
did,
invisible
not like
ship.
they'd know.
And the sooner we start, the better.
Yes.
They'll need a navigator set.
Oh, yes, so they will. You will report to the air control room and make ready for immediate flight.
Yes, sir.
The original cloaking device.
Yeah, if I have to take you with me, we'd better get to the
Chris
control room.
Durham. Ether! Yeah, now I'm gonna get called a flat earther now. Because there's ether in my
Have the
movie.
rockets loaded into a spaceship for immediate takeoff.
Yes, sir. Rocket laboratory. This is the air control office. Have spaceship LZ9 loaded immediately for takeoff.
I just love the fact they can get from planet to planet in like 5 minutes or 10 minutes or
These
whatever.
are retarding rockets. Make sure you put them in the lower racks with the firing end forward.
You'll be pretty much on your own when you reach Saturn.
Better fire another rocket, Wilma.
I hope we get through Kane's
Hey, could somebody
blockade.
take that playing card out of the impeller? This is getting really annoying.
I'll radio him as soon as we spot any of the Kane ships.
Buck, there they are, right above us.
Dr. Ure. Dr. Ure. Buck Rodgers calling.
This is Dr. Ure. Go ahead, Buck.
We've spotted the Kane ships, sir. They're directly above us. Better start your dissolvo ray.
I'll turn it on immediately, Buck.
A hidden city ship rising, sir. Trying to run our blockade.
Head straight for it.
Man the ray guns. Hold your fire until I give the order.
Eric in the chat. A wireless microphone. No, in the HD version, you see the wire. Trust me.
It's working perfectly, Doctor.
Look, it's disappearing into thin air.
It's vanished. Attention all patrol ships. The hidden city spaceship has just run our blockade. Spread out. Circle and try to locate it.
Yeah, it disappeared. It's a shame we don't have anything that could hear that shit.
You, Wilma?
Fine, Buck.
Stand by your rocket.
I was going to say also about the sparks coming out of the back. You know, would the dissolvo ray dissolve that as well?
Here we are back to normal again. Was that a relief?
It's a strange sensation being up here in a ship we couldn't see.
The main thing is we got through Killer Kane's blockade. Now the only thing
Well,
left
they'd
between
know
us
the
and Saturn
difference.
is space. Well, we made it. We're over Saturn again.
Chris Durham. Ever notice nothing disappears
Looks like
into
the trouble
thick
is over.
air?
Now, sir, Lieutenant Deering and I must return to the Earth immediately.
So I realize the need for your haste.
I will see you to your spaceship.
Thank you, Talon. Goodbye, sir.
So what's with that guy with the bucket on his head? Why does that guy have a bucket on his head? You know, this is awfully suspicious.
And everyone else is moving like zombies.
Everything's completely normal here. Ignore the zombies and the guy wearing the bucket on his head.
Wilma, check the starting rockets. Colonel Rodgers on Saturn calling a scientist general on Earth.
Air Control Room calling the Scientist General. Air Control Room calling the Scientist General.
Dr. Ure, this is Buck Rodgers.
Yes, Buck? Is everything all right?
Yes, sir. Wilma and I are taking off immediately, sir, but before we do, we wanted to check with you about the dissolvo ray.
It's still imperfect, but we can count on it to make you invisible long enough to slip through Kane's air blockade.
That's the days where everything
soon as
had
we near
an
the
O
Earth,
in
we'll
its
advise
name.
As long as Dr. Ure is
Sounds
ready
like
for you,
Aussie.
there is nothing to keep you here any
We
longer.
just have an O on the end of
No,
everything.
Talon. We'll get in touch with you on the space
Electromagnetic,
radio as soon as we decide the
smartomatic.
best way to rid the Earth of Killer Kane and his outlaw army.
Best of luck to you.
Thank you, Talon.
Fire the starting rockets, Wilma.
Have 4 more men assigned to check over the dissolver ray apparatus at once and bring it here.
Well,
Colonel
it looks
Rodgers
like
on his
we
way back from Saturn.
converted
We need to bring him through the
PJC
blockade.
back to the
Yes, sir.
globe. Look at that, there's proof. Best image of the globe. Finally, I'm convinced it's real. Job done.
I have heard no further reports from Captain Lasker. His mission to Saturn must have failed. I am preparing another expedition to force the Saturnians to sign a treaty with us. This time I shall...
Yes, sir, you're correct. The original
This is the
serial
leader.
is from 1939. They didn't convert it to a feature
Notify the
length
commander of the
until
Outer
the
Atmosphere
50s.
Patrol and keep me closely informed. The observers report an unidentified spaceship returning from Saturn. Perhaps Lasker has been successful after all. We'll make no move until we learn more. Adjourn.
Wait, a UFO and it didn't claim aliens? Shocking.
Patrol 62. Calling Patrol 62. Patrol 62. Calling Patrol 62.
This is Patrol 62.
This is Commander White. Take your patrol to the 120,000-foot level.
Watch for a spaceship returning from Saturn.
If it is an enemy craft, bring it down.
Yes, sir. 120,000 foot level.
Yes, sir.
Wilma, better give me a few retarding rockets. We'll soon be in the outer atmosphere.
All right.
Dr. Huer. Dr. Huer. We're approaching the 160,000 foot level, sir. Stand by with your dissolvo ray.
We're all set, Buck. Just give the word.
Buck, there's a Kane patrol squadron coming up fast beneath us.
Dr. Huer, give us the ray now, sir. One of Kane's patrol squadrons has spotted us.
There she is.
Wouldn't your back get sore having
Squadron
to bend
62.
like that to shoot a
Spaceship
gun?
sighted. Fly above it and use attack formation 9.
Yeah, but that's the Mark II version, the one that has the taller stand. They couldn't afford the Mark II.
Can't be fog at this level. That ship seems to be disappearing.
Can't be fog at this level, except for all this fog.
Looking perfectly, Cragg. Certainly.
Sure did, Jimmy Rankin. Oh, Lacey, check the machinery on this ship. The Air Marshal will want all the information he can get on it.
Yes, sir.
Jen in the comments. Wonder how the people of this planet actually breathe with all the smog the rockets create. LA. There you go.
Marshal Scraggs.
Colonel Rodgers. Lieutenant Hearing, buddy, why, we'd given you up for dead. We must see Dr. Huer at once. Come.
Now, sir, I suppose you're anxious to hear about the Saturnian Treaty?
By all means, Colonel.
The rulers of the planet Saturn are with us in our fight against Killer Kane, sir. They're going to send spaceships as soon as we are ready to attack.
With this support, we cannot lose. We must call a meeting of the War Council at once.
Good.
I'll take over now.
Oh, you're early.
A little. I was anxious to find out what's been happening.
Well, the War Minister's been in there with Craig since 9 o'clock. Something's up.
Yeah.
Well, good night.
Good night.
Notice the photograph on the right-hand side of the screen. The big horn.
It's a big keyhole.
Out of sound. Get in that room.
Yeah, let's just open the door to anybody.
Calling the leader, Kane. Calling the leader. Calling the leader, Kane. Calling the leader. Calling the leader, Kane. Calling the leader. This is the leader, Kane.
Sir, this is Carson of your private patrol ship. I'm on the Hidden City Air Control Room.
Hidden City? Do you know where the secret entrance is?
Yes, sir. It's in the Valley 100 on our maps. The gates are open now.
I'll notify the Outer Atmosphere Patrol at once.
I wonder how many of these ships caught
This is Commander
on
White,
fire
sir. The secret
while
entrance
they
to
were
the Hidden
filming
City
this.
is in Valley 100. The gates are open. Proceed there with your squadron and destroy the city.
It shall be done, sir. Contact. All ships. Attention, all ships. Objective Valley 100 at full throttle.
Well, gentlemen, we'll see you in the morning. Good night, Marshal. Good night, Colonel.
Good night, sir.
Counselor.
Good night. You know, Marshal Craig, I still believe that every day we delay our attack on Killer Kane, the day lost.
I'm inclined to agree with you, Colonel. We'll discuss it again at the War Council tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Excuse me a moment. Any messages for me?
No, sir.
Where's the other operator?
I don't know, sir. He left a few minutes ago.
Well, he'll go back to straight duty for this. The fools left the gates open.
Don't touch that switch!
Kane spy.
That's right. And brought here by Colonel Rodgers himself.
Oh, so you stowed away in that patrol ship, did you? I should have had sense enough to search it.
You won't have to worry long about that, Colonel. There's a full squadron of leaders' planes on the way here now. That squadron will be here any minute now.
The airport guards will blast them to pieces before they land.
I think you're mistaken.
I want to know what that sound effect is. It sounds sort of like a band or something along those lines. Or a really shitty vacuum cleaner, maybe.
Yeah, it almost sounds like a bunch of cards stuck in a thing.
You asked for it!
Did you hear that? He actually hit the guy. Oh, man.
Air Marshal Craig speaking. Send all available men to the airport. Two of Killer Kane's patrol ships have forced the hidden gates.
We've got to work fast.
Show him no mercy.
Eric, why is there a bar table in the communications room? It's for all the drunk calls.
Stand right where you No use, we're outnumbered
It's
10
always
to
5
1.
o'clock somewhere.
Take their guns, man.
Yep.
I'll throw them in the guardhouse and put them in irons.
No electro cuffs? Just
Killer Kane's crews
irons?
have been captured.
What are you,
Get the doctor here
barbarians?
quickly, Rankin. Don't bother, sir. Just a burn from a ray gun. Be all right tomorrow.
I hope so. We'll need you at the War Council meeting. Remove that prisoner.
All right, men. Take him away. May I suggest, sir, that the best possible defense is a bold offensive. After what happened last night, our only chance is to attack Killer Kane immediately. He now knows the secret entrance to our city, and every hour we delay weakens our chances. I suggest, sir, that we contact our allies on Saturn immediately and ask their support.
I said you might wait for Colonel Rodgers, but no listening.
Then it is the unanimous vote of this War Council that we communicate with Saturn immediately, ask their promised support, and attack Kane's stronghold at once. We stand adjourned.
You voiced my sentiments exactly. We'll radio Saturn from my laboratory.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Bud, can I come along?
Of course you can, old timer.
Doctor, is it to be war?
Yes, we must communicate with Saturn at once.
But how can we hope to defeat Kane with so vast a force at his disposal?
With Saturn's help, Wilma, we stand better than an even chance.
Is the equipment in order?
Yes, sir. It was checked only this morning.
This is a catastrophe. The receiving set you left on Saturn is dead. We can't communicate with them.
Maybe it's only turned off, sir.
The set is dead. If there were any life at all, that lamp would flicker instead of burning steadily.
We've got to get into communication with them.
There's nothing I can do, Marshal.
I've made 2 trips there already, sir. Looks like I'm going to have to make a third.
You wouldn't stand a chance. After last night, the outer atmosphere will be swarming with Kane patrol ships. You couldn't make it in one of our ships.
But I don't mean to take one of our own ships, sir. We're going to take one of the captured Kane patrol ships.
Patrol ship? They're not built for space journeys.
I'm sorry, sir. I hadn't thought of that.
I can fix that. I can have my technicians install extra rocket racks. You won't have a comfortable journey, but you'll get there.
Start them to work, sir. I'll be ready to take off as soon as the ship is in order.
But Buck, you don't mean to
Better
go
than
alone.
launching me out of a
I'm afraid so,
catapult
Wilma.
into
I
space.
daren't take a single defender from the city.
Your arm.
The arm's all right. Now, don't you worry about it.
But a
See you
catapult
before
would be
I go.
so much more
So long,
fun.
buddy.
Oh, I'll be seeing you, Buck.
Well, fun for somebody.
All set, boys? I guess
This
it's
is
about
how
time to
gravity
take off.
really works.
I wish I'd seen Buddy.
He's probably very busy at something or other.
Yes, sir. Now, Wilma, I'm sorry you're not making this trip.
So am I, Buck. We'll be expecting you back soon.
Dr. Huer, I'll keep in constant communication with you, sir.
Good.
Goodbye.
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 Commander White speaking.
Ship sighted coming up from the Hidden City Valley.
Commander White speaking. 7 Squadron Patrol prepared for action against Hidden City ship.
It's one of our scouts, sir.
Cancel that last order. Ship identified as one of our scouts. Squadron Commander calling ship ZN1. Squadron Commander calling ship ZN1.
ZN1 answering. Go ahead, Commander.
How did you manage to escape from Hidden City? What happened to the other ship?
I dare not broadcast my report, sir. Please advise all patrol ships ZN1 en route to headquarters with urgent information.
Squadron Commander calling all patrol ships. General orders. ZN1 is an extra detail en route to Leader Kane's headquarters.
Okay, buddy. You can come out anytime you want now.
Yeah, that hiding
Say,
behind
how
the
did you
door
know I
thing
was
never
in there?
works.
Well, when you're trying to hide out from somebody, be careful when you peek around corners.
Oh, hi, kid. You saw me in the observation mirror.
Yeah, that's right.
Say, Buck, you're not really going to Kane's headquarters, are you?
Yeah, I'll say we're not. Hey, buddy, you take the controls and keep her as she is. We're headed for the planet Saturn.
Yes, sir.
For all this advanced technology, no autopilot.
I just love the fact that they can get back and forth to Saturn in like
Aldar.
3 trips a day.
You will not save Prince Talon by accepting Kane's terms. Once he's here on Saturn, he will kill your prince and enslave your people. Gentlemen, you're dealing with the vilest type of crime known to man. Kidnapping. Why, we've fought it on Earth for centuries. Men capable of such a crime...
Vilest crime known to man.
The words are worthless.
Sorry.
Killer Kane is the foulest of the lot. Why, your own experience with him should tell you that I speak the truth. Surely you must see that a treaty with Killer Kane will result only in your prince's death and the subjugation of your people.
May I, who first suggested surrender, now withdraw my plea. Let us abide by our treaty with the people of the Hidden City and fight Killer Kane.
And you?
I, too, cast my vote for war.
I just talked with Rodgers. Send the plane up at
Kirk in
once,
the
Craig.
chat. 3 round trips to
Air
Saturn from
control.
Earth. Imagine
Air
the freaking
control.
flyer miles.
All planes assigned to Battle Plan B take off immediately.
Captain Rankin, all planes assigned to Battle Plan B are to take off immediately. All planes assigned to Battle Plan B take off immediately.
We're in luck, buddy. There isn't a single ship on Kane's private airfield.
Dynamo room is over that way.
Not a sound out here.
Buck Rodgers. Buddy, see that robot down there? That's Crinkle. He was Kane's right-hand man until the killer had him thrown in the robot battalion. We can get him loose. I have an idea he'll help us to get even.
You. Call down to the guard and have Crinkle sent up here.
Crinkle?
That's right. Go on.
Hey, floor guard, send Crinkle up here.
Crinkle. Balcony. Move.
Bud, keep him covered. Crinkle. Crinkle. Are you all right?
Yes. Yes, I'm all right.
Just drop some really good acid.
We've come here to free the robots and turn them against Kane. Put this back on again. It's harmless now. Then go down and remove the helmets from the others. You got that?
That'll be a real pleasure.
Fine.
On the balcony. Get him.
TKG, yeah. Not master theme, but go throw away those paint tins, I've got an idea! Yeah.
Buddy, get a helmet on this guard. That'll take care of it.
All right, and I'll save a nice one for Kane himself.
But Crinkle, lead the way. Go on, bud. Now that we know the secret
DKG,
entrance
prop
to the hidden
master
city,
to art
we must destroy it
department.
immediately.
Don't throw away those paint cans.
I will send all air
I've
squadrons
got an
against it tomorrow.
idea.
Cartwright, you will command the infantry that will follow in after the air attack.
Yes, sir.
Calling the leader Kane. Calling the leader Kane. Calling the leader Kane.
We've been attacked by hidden city planes and force. I've already lost a third
You're
of
the
my
great
ship.
enemy. All flat earthers have those helmets in their wardrobe. I hope they're not deactivated.
Commander White. Commander White. There's no time to lose. We must attack hidden city immediately. What, Rodgers? What does this mean?
It means that you're through, Kane. Buddy. Quico, hold him.
No! No!
No, not the bucket!
And that, my friends, finishes the story of Killer Kane, the man who wanted to conquer the world. No less ruthless, no less cunning, no less a danger to civilization than the very real enemy that threatens the world today. Let us hope that the scientists of the free world will devise the weapons and the craft that will make democracy invincible against any enemy. God bless America.
Yeah, I just had to throw in that God bless America at the end.
Chris Durham wants to know, was Killer Kane Gomez Adams? He looked a bit like him.
Yeah, he did.
And it was an actual boob tube. Yes, it was. Real sickness.
Oh. So I ran a poll earlier, and the results of the poll were that 57% of the people watching this thought this was better than most of the crap being released today. Thanks, guys.
Well, at least they tried hard back then, didn't they? I mean, that was all cutting edge stuff back then. You got to remember, this is like the 1930s. So that was like total cutting edge stuff.
Raid the local power plant, go raid a couple shipyards, tie a bunch of things on strings. Oh, man.
Awesome.
Yeah, and I mean, considering that it was a serial, it was a series, that this was a pretty big deal back then. Granted, you didn't see anybody in the movie wearing rebreathers or anything like that, or any breathing apparatus, probably because all the prop department, all the effects department were wearing them every time they lit those ships up.
Breathing in some real good fumes there.
Oh, man. But yeah, I kind of enjoyed that. You know, for it being, I've never watched the entire series. I mean, I watched bits and pieces, and we all have seen the stupid ship on a string kind of thing that that gets pulled from this, and Buck Rodgers, all that stuff. But yeah, that was actually surprisingly good considering.
I think about Red Dwarf whenever I think, spaceships on strings.
Oh, yeah.
That is so retro, and it's so awesome at the same time. So I agree with you. I quite enjoyed this. I love the fact that, one person's got a gun and all of a sudden everyone stops and goes to, oh dear, I'm under arrest. It's like, I'm caught, damn it. DK, custom. The same techniques were used in Space 1999. That was awesome. I used to love Space 1999.
Yeah, I watched that too when I was younger, and kind of remember getting into it.
Yeah, Moonbase Alpha.
And the moon's just knocked out of its orbit, hurtling through space.
One day we will get the Earth back into Earth's orbit. But they had some pretty cool bad guys, like some aliens that they dealt with.
Yeah, that was some of the stuff that they tossed in on Space 1999 was pretty good. And then there were times you're like, yeah, everybody was asleep when they wrote this episode and produced this one. And then a couple episodes later, you're like, ooh, this is a good episode. Well, as good as Space 1999 could actually get.
Oh, God, I love it. Oh, Brian Blessed was in a couple of episodes. Oh, they're all going. Derek Meddings was in charge of the special effects in Space 1999. Oh, DK and Eric are having a thing. No, it was Brian Johnson, not Brian Blessed.
And
there you go.
No copyright claims or anything. Brilliant.
All right. Woohoo. And are you still monetized?
Well, as monetized as an unmonetized channel can get.
Yeah. There you go. PCNet said Space 1999 was a follow-up from UFO, and it was actually going to be called UFO 2. How original.
Yeah, I might have to watch that again. Because I literally have just run out of stuff to watch on like Netflix and Amazon as far as the sci-fi genre goes.
Yeah, I've been going back into, as I said, to the old Doctor Who's and, like the black and white era of Doctor Who and things like that. And it's just like, yeah, this is awesome. Because I remember the Daleks never bothered me because they were like completely, like you said, been upside down with a plunger on them. But the Cybermen were worse, I reckon, because they actually, robots could take over the world. It was like, so, yeah, when they introduced those, it was, a lot scarier for me anyway. I don't know, because apparently there was like a big kerfuffle when they did introduce the Daleks, and it was all everyone was, oh, look, it's so terrifying, and it was, but I love all that shit, so.
I don't know. I've always found the Cybermen pretty creepy.
Yeah, same. It's, and now, and like in these later series, it's like you find out that the Cybermen are actually, they're human inside, basically. They've just got fucked up brains in their heads. But, back then, a Cyberman's head would come off and it had, it still had all the wires and shit. So, but then it does too now. Oh, it's very confusing. But I love it. Actually, the one thing, there was an episode with, it was a Tom Baker one, where they were caught on a space station and there was giant spiders. And that freaked me out more than any other thing, because I just, 8 legs and me just don't mix. I just don't like shit with 8 legs. It's like, no. And that frightened me more than any of the, Daleks, the cyber, like you said, the Cybermen were creepy. But yeah, that was much more terrifying to me.
Well, considering where you live, I'd be afraid of spiders too.
Yeah. Well, luckily, yeah. There's something like, I did look it up. There's 520 species of spider, and most of them, not all, but most of them are venomous to some degree.
Yeah, and I mean, here in the U.S., I sit there and will play with jumping spiders. Because I think jumping spiders are cool.
Nah.
But no, if I was over there and I saw, any spider, it's like, nope, that's okay, I'm going to leave.
Yeah, especially the ones with the red backs. They're not good. The trapdoors, yeah.
Oh, yeah, the funnel webs and such, yeah.
And, not good. But, as long as you check, if you leave your boots out on the veranda just as long as you check your boots before you stick your feet in, you're usually pretty safe.
Yeah, when I'm at my folks' farm, if I leave my boots out, same thing, but you're generally checking for snakes.
Yeah, nah. Well, I guess snakes as well, but they're less likely to be curled up in a little shoe. And if they are, they're baby ones and they'll kill you with one bite anyway.
That's because it's Australia. Everything's trying to kill you there.
Well, exactly. You know, I told you, the wind and the non-animate objects, you know, everything tries to kill you over here. That's why, you know, to be on the safe side, you just stay inside most of the time. Unless you go into like the beach or, you know, somewhere cool like that. But yes, I don't like the people. People can, well, not in my street anyway. Bastards. And let's just say I would like it if I could kill them. But, you know, unfortunately, I'd be the one that was frowned upon.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you do have to admit, the British Empire screwed up. They're like, okay, so we're gonna take the hard asses and send them to this country where everything's trying to kill them. But nobody thought, what happens if these people survive? How hard are these fuckers gonna be then?
Yeah, well, to be fair, we are still part of the Commonwealth, and, you know, the Queen is still, you know, like our head of state or whatever the fuck it's called. And we do have a Governor General who's like the Queen's like proxy in Australia, and he's the one that can actually sack the government, which happened to Gough Whitlam back in the I think it was like 70s. And it was all to do with Vietnam, I think. Don't quote me on that, but, you know. Yeah, and he actually has the power, like the Queen rings him up and goes, I don't like this, you sack him. So, you know, she can actually sack the government of Australia. It's quite hilarious when you think like that.
PJ in the chat, the original House on Haunted Hill is public domain. I see that, and so is Night of the Living Dead. Could do some horror. Yeah, I already have the original House on Haunted Hill pulled. I do have Night of the Living Dead, but to do that one, I would need to change the stream a little bit, how it's set up. It would have to be technically an adult-only stream, because there's one scene in Night of the Living Dead where you see TNA. So just to not get hit, I would need to make it like a proper adult stream. But I do have both of those.
Oh, what about Fiend Without a Face, 1958?
Ooh. I don't think I've pulled that one yet.
And I agree, Eric. The Eagle is one of the best spaceship designs on telly. They were awesome. From Space 1999.
Oh, yeah.
They were that's back in the day, you know, like when Lego was sort of, you know, when kids actually still played with toys and shit rather than watching a screen, you know, and you used to, you'd Legos, you'd make the most awesome spaceships and shit out of your Lego.
Oh, I remember being upset because one year I didn't get the Eagle Transporter toy, the model. I was so upset.
Bastard Santa. Can't fucking get anything right.
Let's see, DK
wants Danny the Dragon.
Well, you know, folks, if you have any suggestions as to what you would like to see on a movie night, just put it in the comments on this thread, and I'll go back through and I'll take a look at it, and what I can pull, I'll pull. I almost did Night of the Living Dead tonight, but if it wasn't for the bit where technically when it came out, its alleged rating was X for that one specific scene, I would have gone with that, and I had already set everything else up. Eric, the Space 1999 Eagle model kit is still being made. Yeah, but it's not the original one in the cardboard box with the 70s graphics on it.
Oh, DKG, shut up. I got to play with an Eagle Film Studio model. Weighed a ton. But no. Yeah, I can just hear you saying that. No. But also, then it also tells you how very old you are.
I don't know. Before this, we were talking about how DKG probably worked on this movie too.
Yeah, well, someone had to wipe out all the strings.
Now, PJ, it's very quick. The scene of the TNA's in Night of the Living Dead, it's a quick clip. So I'd have to go through and hunt down the timestamps and then blur it out. I mean, I could do it that way, but then I'd have to watch the whole movie. Is that? Yeah, then I'd have to watch the whole movie again, like before I show it and all. And because some of these I just pull randomly. It's like I'll watch like a couple seconds here and there randomly throughout, and that's it.
DKG, Johnny Depp was my assistant. Oh, real sickness. Oh, too soon? Too soon? Well, that was really good. I enjoyed that. Thanks, Loki. Gave me something to do.
You're welcome. Oh, I do have a Gamera movie on the list. One of the old Japanese movies from the same studio that did Godzilla.
Yeah, trust me, be really careful with those because I know that Bunker 33, Arduin and Boomer actually do a movie night like through the week sometime, and that was one of the first movies they showed was like one of the Godzilla, Gamera, one of those, like the older ones, and they actually got shut down midstream like you did last week. So yeah, you had to.
I was looking at that, and yeah, you have to end up being very particular because only like one or two from that studio have actually made it into public domain. Everything else is just off limits.
Yeah, well, the one they pulled was public domain, and I reckon the same thing happened to them as what happened to you last week, that some other arsehole, just went, oh, we've done it in a different language, so that's ours, that sort of shit.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why I'm going to start putting the disclaimer in all the descriptions, and I might actually end up showing the disclaimer on screen initially before we go into any of the movies, so to make it rather clear. Because the other problem is the content match system that YouTube has. If you take a public domain movie and you showed it 8 years ago, everybody gets hit. Well, almost everybody. And it's just really stupid the way the system's set up. Like
What, you mean YouTube? Stupid? Oh my God, revelation.
Yeah, PJ seen that in the chat. Last week was either absolute abuse or complete failure of the copyright system.
Yeah, the second one.
Oh, what's funny was I looked into the company that the hit came from, and they have essentially no web presence, almost no web presence, no YouTube presence other than just a channel with no content. So how the hell they got it into the content ID system, I have no idea. No idea. And then, of course, what's funny was
hackers,
then what's funny was that exact same movie in the Brazilian release is public domain in Brazil, so they didn't have a valid argument either way.
Yeah, I thought that was really weird. Are you going to like revisit that one and try to play it again?
Yeah, I will at some point. Especially with do that movie again with a disclaimer, put the disclaimer on screen before I start the movie.
And then there is no comeback.
Yeah, and then maybe hide, maybe have the disclaimer small, but in like the corner of the screen or corner of the set. And do one of those, me being that guy. If I get hit again, I will sit there and run it every single day. I'll play the same movie every single day, except for movie night. Except for the actual movie night.
Just for shits and gigs. Love it.
Yeah, because I'm the type of asshole that if you go, these are the rules, and then you break the rules, I'll just like rub it in your face over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why.
Maybe
that's why corporate representatives never liked me at any place I ever worked.
Because you worked out that they're all wrong and you rubbed their faces in it.
Hey, you said in this memo on January 7th, 2012, that the policy is X. You are telling me to do something that is in violation of that policy, which was officially enacted, so I'm not going to do it. Oh, so a week later. Oh, so what was that thing that you wanted me to do that violated policy again? Can you remind me? I forgot. Yeah.
Can you tell me which policy I violated?
I've done that too.
God, we're violating everything tonight, from bloody frogs to pumpkins to... to movie people.
And PJ in the comments, I found the full movie in upscaled quality on YouTube in the full screen version without any speakovers. Yeah, I've seen that too. And I've seen the US release, the Brazilian release, and a bunch of other releases. Yeah, just clearly on YouTube. And I think part of the reason is because I'm a small channel.
Because they think they can get away with it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, having worked as a professional photographer, having a brother that works in motion picture, and then all the people that he knows in motion picture, and him having worked in major studios, me having my work published and stuff. Yeah, you're going to come at me with stupid copyright crap? Oh, feel free. You better lawyer up, though. Eric, the movie was Jack and the Beanstalk, Abbott and Costello. And that's what got hit. It got hit a couple minutes in.
I was just going to say, we got to see all of 2 minutes or something.
Oh, yeah. And the funny thing is it was actually a regional block. The content claim was a regional content claim. But yet it got taken down everywhere. Oh, night, DK. We're pretty much going to wrap it up here, too. I know the sun's probably coming up over there. Damn globe.
Gosh darn it.
Yeah, we're a little over the 2 hours, so I guess we'll wrap it up. I'd like to thank everybody who came along and watched. And again, I actually particularly enjoyed this one. I really did.
Yeah. But like I said, I enjoy sci-fi, you know. I'm willing to try anything sci-fi. Geez, that sounded really wrong. But you know what I mean. I don't. But yeah, no, I enjoyed this too.
And Eric said you should have shown Abbott and Costello go to Mars instead. Just in case I forget, or the chat doesn't recycle anything, put that in the comments, and I'll add that to the list. Wow, I'm going to need a whole nother hard drive for all these movies.
Yeah, Abbott and Costello were just, yeah. I thought they were better than Laurel and Hardy, personally.
In some respects, I agree. In other respects, I don't. One of my problems with Abbott and Costello is in some of the movies, they overuse a gag. Kind of like in the first few minutes of the movie last week, it picked up and moved. How many times in the first? It was like every minute or two, just pick him up, move him. It's like, that was funny the first time. Kind of funny the second time. You could have waited a little bit longer before you hit the third one. But yeah. So
yeah,
now that
we're did their best back then, didn't they?
Oh yeah. Well, now that we're out of popcorn and the floors are all sticky, I think it's time to get out of here. What do you say?
Sounds good to me.
All right. Night, everybody.
Had a great night. Good night, everybody.